Right, so Mara Accettura is a journalist. She co-founded Rad Femitalia last year. She writes for the Feminist Post. She works at La Repubblica, where she writes about social and cultural issues. She's not representing La Repubblica views on this occasion. She lives in Milan, has 3 kids and 3 dogs and 2 cats, and she is the joint country contact for WDI for Italy. And the title of Mara's talk is What's Happening at the Careggi Hospital, Centre of Transgender Medicine for Teenagers in Italy. And thank you so much, and over to you, Mara.
Last December, the MP Maurizio Gasparri, who belongs to Forza Italia, which is Berlusconi's party, made an inquiry about the use of triptorelin in Careggi Hospital in Florence. The Careggi Hospital is one of the few centers in Italy who treat gender dysphoria in teenagers. So why the inquiry? He suspected the treatment did not follow the protocol of AIFA, which is the agency that supervised the use of drugs in Italy. So in January, last January, there was an inspection. It was ordered by the health minister, Orazio Schillaci, and this inspection confirmed the suspicion. Indeed, the hospital did not follow the guidelines, in particular, the presence of a child neuropsychiatrist is highly recommended, but the hospital did not have one, or the one appointed was there only once a month. 2 of the doctors responsible for the service, the therapist Gisca Ristori and the endocrinologist Alessandra Fischer, declare it was not necessary. As we know, the intention or the long-term goal is to demedicalize gender dysphoria. And in particular, Ristori said, we do not ask so-called cisgender people as psychotherapy to define their gender identity. And this should be the same for brackets, trans people. The Feminist Post and Rad Fem Italia blog has published the triptorelin consent form given to these confused teenagers. And Marina Terragni, our president, noticed that this consent form was very biased and prone to gender ideology. It uses asterisks, neutral signs instead of feminine and masculine pronouns, and it uses expressions like assigned gender at birth. It claims that triptorelin alleviates gender dysphoria, and it's very vague about the long-term effects, which are mostly unknown. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy in reality. So the reaction has been really strong. The left is aligned with gender identity. Lots of newspapers attacked the government, saying it's a question of human rights. The parents of gender dysphoric children protested and whinged. The children risk suicide. Triptorelin on dysphoric kids has been used off-label in Italy since 2018. And since 2019, has been funded by the National Health System, so it's publicly funded. But the Bioethics Committee, who authorized the use off-label, recommended the use only in a few selected cases and with a very careful approach, which means only when psychological, psychiatric assessment did not have any effect. We do not know how many teenagers have been given triptorelin in Italy, let alone hormones. It's a mystery because there is not a centralized system like in UK. We know that at Careggi Hospital in 2022, there were 60 referrals, in 23, 150 referrals. The inspection at Careggi has been pushed by a lawyer, Anna Bernardini de Pace, who was worried about the latent homophobia. She suspected parents were transitioning gay kids, and further talks have been announced. So at the moment, triptorelin is still being used. the WH path files and the CAS review have not been really reported in the media as it should be, maybe some independent outlet. So this summer, we expect a consultation, we call it a tavolo, where MPs and experts will discuss the correct use of triptorelin and set the new guidelines through the bioethic committee. We hope it will be forbidden for dysphoric children, but we know there are, interests behind. So it will be probably limited, like in the UK, to specific cases and in controlled trials. So that's it. I would like to give you an update about the prohibition of surrogacy in Italy. Some of you will know that we are waiting for a universal ban. The bill has passed the first chamber and it will be discussed in the Senate in September, next September. We expect it to pass, so it should be declared as a universal crime. And this universal ban is supported by a lot of international organizations like Stop Surrogacy Now, CIMS, etc. So that's all. Thank you for your attention.